What's up guys? So recently I have been playing a lot of this brand new roguelike game called Dreamscaper, and I've noticed one particular thing when it comes to this game, and it's despite how great it is, not many people seem to be talking about it. So if you have no idea what this game is, it's like any other roguelike game where you crawl through randomly generated dungeons. What I love about this game is the aesthetic and how simplistic but pretty the worlds are. Not to mention the music is absolutely wonderful, but my favorite part about this game is that you play as a girl named Cassidy, and you essentially are going through the memories of her life and her personal battles. Whenever you fall asleep, you dive into her subconscious and basically battle her demons. I love this game because I think using mental health as the basis of the game is a very unique and fascinating idea. And even in the story of the game, at the start, Cassidy is very closed off and reserved, but as you progress through the levels of the game, the bosses of the game all represent an emotion that could essentially cripple someone in an aspect of their life. The first boss is Fear, and after you defeat Fear, you almost instantly see her open up to new people. The next boss is Isolation, and so forth. And after every boss, you see through her conversations with those around her, and even the way that she holds up herself, as well as the way that she organizes her room, that she is getting better, becoming more confident in herself, and letting go of her past traumas, or at least learning to deal with them better. Which, that alone makes this game fantastic to me personally, because for anyone who is in either a similar situation, or even deals with any type of mental health issues, it's very inspiring to watch Cassidy overcome her problems and literally become a whole different person in front of you. Even if that wholesome shit isn't your forte, for whatever reason, the gameplay is equally fantastic. With the hub world of this game, there are areas to upgrade specific things like the quality of your weapons, as well as an area to sketch up new weapons to use while asleep. And there are also a handful of other things, but I don't want to spoil too much for you if you haven't played the game. But in terms of the dreamscape, first off, there's permadeath. So, like with Enter the Gungeon, you start from scratch every time that you fall asleep. Since this is a dream, literally anything is possible. From quite literally becoming Cyclops, getting a feel for the Buster Sword, and even beating the absolute piss out of your enemies with a yo-yo. Like genuinely, the weapons available to you, as well as the ranged weapons, can go from the most basic stuff you'd expect in a roguelike, for example swords and bows and arrows, to the most creative things I never would have guessed would actually be used, like the aforementioned yo-yo and even a finger gun. Yes, that finger gun. And honestly, with the extreme diversity of the weaponry, I find it really hard to get bored with this game because there's so many combinations of weapons you can use. And there's even an option to randomize your entire loadout, or even if you want just a few specific parts of it. And on top of that, with the equally diverse lucid attacks that you can use, as well as the keepsakes that you find on every run, it helps it stay even more fresh. And if you've ever played Binding of Isaac or Enter the Gungeon, you'd pretty much know the purpose of the keepsakes. They provide passive bonuses, whether it be increasing your attack damage, or the damage done with certain effects, and so on. There's genuinely just so much potential with every single run, regardless of the weapons that you use. Honestly though, I'm by no means a connoisseur of roguelike games, and all of my credibility hangs off of my experiences with Children of Morta, Heroes of Hammerwatch, Streets of Rogue, and the two that I mentioned before. But I genuinely think that if you haven't played this game yet, and the game sounds relatively interesting, you should definitely check it out. And if you have played it, let me know your thoughts on it, because honestly, I think that this is definitely one of the best games that I've played this year, as well as being one of the most unique concepts for a dungeon crawler that I have ever seen. And especially with what it's representing, I think this game deserves a lot more acknowledgement because mental health is important. The message of the game is that you can overcome whatever demons you are fighting against, and that is a message that is extremely important for everybody to know. And though I have never touched upon it in the past, mental health is something that I am extremely passionate about because it's something that I and many of my loved ones deal with on a daily basis. And I know for a lot of people, gaming is used as a way to cope and get away from their personal issues. And unfortunately for some, it doesn't seem like there is a way to get away from whatever they are experiencing. And for those that haven't been told that it does get better, this game practically shoves it in your face. I do apologize for getting really heavy and deep out of nowhere. I know this is vastly different from my normal content, but this is something that I felt like just needed to be said. And with such a big focus on mental health within the last year or so, from whether it be manga creators taking breaks, or music, TV shows, and etc., but obviously I'm specifically talking about content creators. Like, it genuinely is shocking to me that with a game that is basically about the struggles of mental health, the fact that not many people are talking about it is kind of disappointing to me. But that isn't what I'm making this video for, so before I get to the outro, I'm going to be a little sappy real quick. If you are somebody who deals with mental health issues, I just want to let you know that it does get better. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching up until this point. I really hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you are subscribed to me, thank you so much for supporting me. Make sure to leave a like and even consider subscribing. As I said, I really do appreciate any and all of the support, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next video.